Here is another one of our folders. This is going to be our language arts folder. We will have the K through 12 studies in here, but right now it's just kindergarten and first grade. That's all we've finished. Our plan is to release at least one level per month. We're hoping to release 2 per month. So for July, it will be kindergarten and first grade. For August, we're hoping to get both second and third. That way we can have all of the language arts ready by March, which is when people are usually starting to begin looking at things for the following school year. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through. The kindergarten and first grade, as you can see here, K through first, we are going to sell it as kindergarten, first grade, or as both, because a lot of the standards and the way it's done is the same. The amount of sentences is really the only difference. So the reason we created this program was because my daughter, she likes to read, but she hates to write. And she is very, very far ahead in things like math, and she was behind in writing. So I decided to create kind of a sort of fun, more just kind of a drawn out way. So, you know, the child isn't reading, sitting there and writing, editing, spelling, all that in one day. We decided to make it so that you can spend between 3 and 5 days on, you know, one paper essentially. So the first day, what they'll do is they'll pick a book that they can read, and they will, let me go ahead and show you the a sample of the writing, which you can also see in a post that I made this week. Sorry, that's just a lot of the workbook pages, which I will show you too. But stuff like this, where they'll write a basic sentence like, my favorite part was, and then they'll write what their favorite part was. Now, the first day, you do not correct them at all. What you'll do instead is let them write, let them spell phonetically. Don't correct their finger spacing, spelling, anything like that. Just make it so they get their idea down on the paper. The next few days, you will teach them the spelling words. You'll teach them to make finger spaces. You'll teach them, you know, different punctuation that they can add, all sorts of stuff like that. And I have lots of different formats in here, so that usually what we'll do is I'll have her do something like this. It's actually blank the first day, so she'll write, my favorite part was, and today she wrote, when the donkey said, and then she copied a page from the book. Yippee, he ate all the peas. That's what she wrote today. And then tomorrow, we're going to learn how to spell a few of those words. And on Friday, because her paragraph was so, or her sentence was so big today, we're not going to do this one. We're just going to do this one. So if she spelled all of these right, which she did, I'm going to allow her to just rewrite the rest of it here. So my favorite part was, she will practice when the donkey said, yippee, he ate all the peas. And she did misspell a few things today, which is totally normal, totally fine. Now, the goal of this is mastery. So you will have your child basically every week or every 2 weeks read a book, write something down. There's opinion statements, there's you know, narrative statements like these, and there's also fact statements. And those are the 3 you're going to see for both kindergarten and first grade, because that matches up with the standards. Now, I went ahead and included some Common Core standards here. It's not Common Core, but this is just a way to kind of show you. Write an opinion statement, write about something you learned, narrate a single event. So these are the 3 that you're going to see in both kindergarten and first grade. I'm hoping I'm making sense, but just one more time. The textbook includes things like verbs, adjectives, jobs, seasons, vocabulary words that they should be introduced to, spelling and sight words that they should be introduced to at some point. Now, the child will choose and read a short book, then write 1 to 2 short sentences about it using the template of choice. During this step, there's as little parental involvement as possible. Don't correct spelling, mechanics, vocabulary, or punctuation. This step gives you a great foundational knowledge of what your child knows. Make sure your child knows that you will not be correcting them, and encourage them to be free in their expression. Let them misspell words. That way you know what words they actually need to work on, rather than just giving them random spelling words. Take the next few days to help your child correct their mistakes that they made that first day. Practice correct spelling, spacing, correct capitalization, and correct punctuation. And another way you can do these, you can practice with like bananagrams, Scrabble tiles, wooden letters, and writing. Step 3, have your child rewrite the sentences with their new knowledge. Now, the first few times, as they're learning to write specific words, I will allow them to view their first draft, which would be what they wrote on day 1, while they're writing the final draft. And as they get better and better at writing and spelling and, mechanics and stuff like that, they'll be able to do it without looking. But as an adult, if I don't know a word, I look it up, I have it right there, and I continue to look. Now, I also include these little planning pages so that each week you can write down what words they misspelled, what grammar they missed, punctuation and capitalization that they missed, and you can use that to plan your lesson plan. Now, this is a 4-day lesson plan because we don't usually do school on Fridays. If you do need to do school 5 days, of course, you can just do 2, 3, and 4, and then this would be day 5. But I gave you a sample template that we use. So day 1 is going to be when they read and write. Day 2, learn how to spell misspelled words, spell them with proper capitalization. What words do they need help with? For my daughter, it's always the letter A. She always does capital instead of a lowercase. So that's what we're working on. Review day 2. Goal number 1, proper spacing. Practice misspelled words with proper spacing. Review day 3, proper letter size. Practice misspelled words with proper mechanics. And then rewrite day, rewrite the book report with proper mechanics and spelling. Then, I don't have it in here, but I've also given you a blank template. Lots of how-tos. The basic format for all of the grades, because I will be offering a K-12 version. This will be offered in both PDF and printed. So for the workbook, the printed version, what I'm going to do is you're going to have a few different sections of the opinion statement, then the narrative, then the facts. If you're just printing it yourself, you can choose to do it several different ways. And I've given you a few different ways that you can do it. So Ellie is 6. She is going to be working on both kindergarten and first grade. The biggest difference that's in the K in first grade is that kindergarten is 1 to 2 sentences and first grade is 2 to 4 sentences. So they also have a few different vocabulary words and spelling and sight words. The reason I've combined them for my daughter is because I've found when you spread it out like this, it's easy to go through 2 grade levels in a year. If you want, you can, the way we're also going to do it is we're going to work hard for a month and then take a month off. So September, so July right now, July she's doing some. August she's not going to do writing. We're just going to practice, spelling with letter tiles and stuff like that. September, she'll write for 4 weeks. Or what you can also do is you can do 3 weeks on and 1 week off, 6 weeks on and 1 week off. There are so many different ways you can do this. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I would love to answer them.